Προηγούμενο, all good.
Όντως, λοιπόν.
Πάμε πάλι.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Tennis Related. I'm your host, Christos. I'm here with Aristotelis Thanos. We're going to be talking for the next 30 to 40 minutes about tennis. As we always say, it always takes longer, usually. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
We're currently in Budapest, Hungary. We're here for 15K. We trained we had one really productive week of training at the toy club. Shout out to them for letting us use their indoor facilities as the weather was a little bit fickle all these days. We had a great training week. We had a good fitness training. Mr. Fiotakis helped me. Mr. Stais helped Aristotelis. So shout out to them as well. And this hopefully is going to help us transition everything into the tennis court in this tournament. As we're going to play, I'm here only to play doubles with Aristotelis, but he's playing singles and doubles here. So welcome to the podcast. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me again. I think we did a really good week of training and fitness and everything. Shout out to the toy club. It was crazy good. And excited for this 40-minute conversation.
Awesome. So I have a small introduction here about Aristotelis. He's a 3-time national champion, back in Greece. He was named Big Ten Freshman of the Year. He plays for Michigan State currently. He recently won his first 15K tournament in Serbia after playing back-to-back finals. Congrats for that.
Thank you.
And he also has held significant wins for the Greek Davis Cup team. He helped the team in different occasions. Some of them are against Jamaica, Ecuador, and Romania in the past. And here he's here actually for a small kind of preparation as Davis Cup is in 2 weeks, and he's going to be competing hopefully against Serbia and Belgrade.
Yeah.
How do you feel that just having in mind that there's a slight chance you might play against Novak?
Yeah. I mean it's pretty crazy, and as of the news of today, the captain of Serbia said that Djokovic is included to the team.
So he announced it.
He did, yeah.
Wow.
So there's probably more than a slight chance, and I mean, I feel like it's a match that everyone would love to have, on his life at one time at least, and I'm just looking forward to it.
Awesome. I mean, also Serbia and Greece are supposed to be like brother kind of nations, but I'm sure the environment is going to be so hostile. So it's definitely one environment that you would like to play, but I feel like if the day is not right, it could be really challenging competing there.
Yeah. I feel like it's going to be extremely tough. It's going to be rowdy for sure. And actually, I was pretty surprised because like the venue is only like, I think 8,000 people capacity.
Oh, I didn't know
and it's
that.
like already sold out.
So they're not doing it in any of the big arenas of the Partizan or...
Because I think even if it was like 30,000 people, it would probably...
It'd be probably sell out.
For Novak, like everybody would come.
Interesting. Maybe they didn't think that Novak was going to play.
Maybe, yeah.
Because it was after the US Open, he's had a pretty tiring season after winning gold, playing all those finals. But I guess now with his early exit at the US Open, which we will talk about later in the podcast, he confirmed that he's going to be competing and helping Serbia in their efforts to join World Group A. Is that the playoffs for?
I think it's just World Group.
Oh, it's just for World Group. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. We said in what kind of period you are currently competition-wise. Besides Davis Cup, are you preparing for something else specific or?
I mean, we did prepare together for this tournament, and I took a small break for vacation, and that was the first week, and I think we did really good. I know you took some days off too.
Yes.
and yeah, I think we're gonna do well here, and yeah, next is gonna be Davis Cup, and then I'm gonna be returning to East Lansing.
Beautiful East
Beautiful
Lansing.
place.
Beautiful East Lansing. Yeah, not the nicest place there. Okay, so currently you are studying at Michigan State University. You are pursuing a degree. You've joined the team. We said that you became the freshman of the year, your first year of competition. Your team did really well this year. How has the transition been from playing pro before the college, then playing college tennis, and then say during the summer or whenever you have time and you're able, you play pro again?
I think in college the environment is really different. Just having many guys, you know, being surrounded by many guys, and actually, I think both practices and matches are really different. Because the practices are really intense, and you know, everybody actually competes. Like, you know, you obviously played in Penn State, and you know these things, but it's different. It's more intense and more competitive, and also the matches obviously have crowds everywhere. Yeah, all around is just fully different, and then pros is. I think it's easier to concentrate. I think it's you know, you're just by yourself usually, or with a coach, and
even though it's more important, it feels like it's less pressure because less people care about it.
yeah, kinda.
Well, I played for Penn State. I spent there 5 years of my life. It was a lot of fun. We played in the same conference as Aristotelis, the Big Ten conference. And I gotta say, back then, Michigan State was terrible. You guys were like ending like last in the conference regular season and in the Big Ten tournament.
Yeah.
We would go play at East Lansing thinking, shoot, we're playing against those guys who are going to bring it. They're going to bring the energy. They're going to bring the fight. They're like not talented at all. But you know, sometimes it doesn't take much to make it like a battle. Even if it
how was the crowd back then? Like, was there people watching? Or?
There were times that there was people watching. I remember because I've never played in your outdoor courts. It was always like the weather was shit always.
The weather's shit.
So we're always playing indoors. I always had problems with how behind those courts there's like a seating and you cannot see.
Everyone has the same problem.
Like when you play from the side of the turf, it's like you're serving and then you're seeing the stands through the stands and then the other court. It's too far. Like you're losing the ball sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys do that.
No.
It was so annoying.
There's so many different colors. Like you toss the ball and there's like it's going through like so many colors.
Yeah, I know.
That was the first thing I was actually so mad because I couldn't serve and I couldn't return. Return was horrible.
You're losing the ball when they toss and they hit.
Yeah. And return was the worst.
It.
Return was the worst.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they've resurfaced the courts since I was there.
The courts are really nice.
I mean, I haven't played in the new surface, but it looks really good. But when we were playing, it was just like a tough place to play.
Yeah, it was really fast too.
It was super fast. Like the thing you mentioned about not seeing the ball right, and then I don't know. It's just all those old people watching, and then the guys from position 10 to position 16, like grinding outside, like supporting.
The star had to always be rowdy.
Yeah. So it was also under Gino Orlando, which he would make them like we play, for example, at 10 a.m. and they would start warming up at 5 a.m. on the bike.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It was just like a whole weird thing. But now, I mean, you guys now have obviously that you're 700 now in singles. Ozan is number 1 in the country.
Yeah.
This little kid.
Matt,
what's his name?
Matt Forbes.
He won Kalamazoo and then he played in the US Open. He played a good match against Fulin. And then you have the other guys from last year too. Sheldon. And then what's the name of the?
Alasme.
Alasme, okay. So I mean, lineup-wise, competing for Big Ten championships, in my opinion. I mean, obviously, Ohio State, it's always good, but I think you guys last year you had a chance. I think this year you have a really strong chance as well.
I think so too. Yeah.
But yeah, how are you enjoying college tennis?
I think at the start was. I think at the start it was different, you know. I think you just gotta get used to it, you know. Just gotta get used to being a teammate and having teammates that you can like actually talk to, and just the whole mentality that you actually play not only for yourself and other people too.
For me, that was tougher than the different rule set. So for me, playing not for yourself and then playing depending, because sometimes you play for the score of other courts. I don't know if you've been in that situation, but sometimes I would see like in my match, third set, I'm 2-1 down a break, but then we're about to win or we're about to lose. I'm going to stay on the court as long as it takes, so I go unfinished. You know, so sometimes I think that is more challenging than the whole rule set. No ad, no let, the 3 overrule calls.
I've completely forgotten that we play no ad in college.
Yeah,
it's been too long.
Yeah. So
yeah.
So what teams do you like? Actually, no. Let's say first, what's something you like about Michigan State, and what's something you do not like about Michigan State?
I do like the team environment, which I actually didn't like in the start because I felt it was, you know, not my type, I guess. But now I'm embracing it, and it's way better.
What's something you don't like?
I was gonna say more.
You're gonna say more?
I was gonna say the crowd is cool. You
Okay.
know, constant having people cheering you on. Something I don't like, Jimmy John's.
I like forget all the time about that. Those road trips, man. Like
it's just all the time. It has to be Jimmy John's.
People who haven't been through this experience of college, they have no idea what we're talking about. But say European people or people who play professional tennis somewhere. You say, for example, you play a match and then you have to play doubles. So you finish your singles, you have maybe 2 hours until doubles. You might get some rice, some pasta, something light, like a salad, something light that gives you enough carbs, so then you can play the next match.
Something fast.
Yeah, something that you can digest fast. For some reason in the US and colleges, and that's every college. Like I spoke with Elena, I spoke with you,
me too.
I spoke with like, I don't know, like every college, like Petros, Christos, all these guys, they for some reason they get us Jimmy John's sandwiches. Which it's not like regular sandwiches, it's like just a little bit of bread, like 1 slice of cheese, and then maybe some
it's lettuce with bread.
It's literally like, it's like a foot-long sandwich with 11 slices of salamis and 12 different cheeses, 1 pound of lettuce, and 3 kilos of tomatoes that it's like tastes terrible.
And everything just falling apart.
And then you get the chips too, and then you get the freaking chips.
The free chips.
Like this doesn't make any
like
sense,
Panera.
man. Like I mean, college coaches, you got to do better.
Yeah, we have to talk about.
Like
this.
you have to do better than that.
The explanation is always it's just fast, you know.
it's fast getting it, but not digesting it. Like you need something that you're gonna digest fast. That makes no sense to me too. Yeah, that's a good con about college things. Are there any teams in the Big Ten you like or you don't like?
I mean, I don't think there's any teams I like because I don't really have I don't really know anyone, you know. Some European guys, but not really the American guys. I mean, I don't. Like? Pretty much everyone dislikes Michigan, but I think they're apart from some guys who are extremely annoying. Most of their team is fine. It's cool.
Yeah, I feel like Michigan and Michigan State have like such a beef.
There's always the rivalry.
Yeah, because Michigan is like the more educated school, but Michigan State has more heart, you know. I remember those games, like football games, tennis matches, all that kind of stuff. Me personally, when I was in college, we had a great time with the Iowa guys. Back then, there was an Iowa tennis program for men's.
There's not anymore.
I know. They dropped it. But back then it was like those British guys. It was that Greek guy, Lefteris Theodorou.
Right. Yeah.
Then it was the British guys, Joe Tyler.
How was Lefty in college?
I remember I got him for 2 years. Both times we were playing against him. I think he was like expelled from the team. He wasn't there. Like he was there to watch, but he wasn't there to play.
What a guy.
Yeah, I was like, what happened?
Shout out to Lefty.
This guy was fucking so talented and like such a good player.
Yeah, he was crazy. He was crazy athletic.
Crazy athletic. Crazy athletic. This guy's
Crazy
like
athletic.
5'10" and dunking with like
it was a
no
joke.
shoes.
It was
like
a joke.
makes no sense.
No.
But yeah, it was him. It was like the British guys, Joe Tyler, Will Davis. Who else was there? It was like a guy from Denmark, Jonas Larsen. We actually, every time we went to play against Iowa and they would come to Penn State, no matter what happened, we go out together after.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had a good relationship. And also, one more, like a small story here is that one time that we played against them, then we went out, we had a great time because they knew they were going to drop their program. So they were not representing
No
Iowa.
way.
Yeah, they knew they were going to drop it after that year. So instead of wearing yellow and gold, they were wearing red as a riot. So what happens was that year, they were playing just for themselves and their coach. And they play against some other team and they send us a Snapchat of them clinching the match for 3. And then they were starting singing the Penn State song.
No way.
We are Penn State. Oh,
That's crazy.
After their match, yeah. Because they were not
crazy.
representing Iowa. But yeah. And then someone we didn't have a good time was Indiana, which we weren't the nicest guys. They weren't the nicest guys, but we had our ups and downs. We got them good one time. We play home, we beat them, and then we're in the locker room celebrating, and we play the song Pump It Up, and then we started screaming and stuff, and they're sitting like, outside, super sad. But then we play them again at their place the same year, and then it's match point for the guy at number 2, and he says before the match point, guys, go pump it up. And literally he wins the match point, and then Pump It Up plays from all the speakers. And
Too good.
yeah, you gotta respect it.
You gotta respect.
Sometimes you gotta respect it. Yeah. So let's take a completely 90-degree turn here and talk about pro tennis. You recently won your first futures, 15K. It's a dream for any like tennis player, our level, even in the 500, 600s, if he hasn't won one, to win one. How does it feel for you to win something that big at this stage of your career? And is this the standard that you're going to be judging yourself in those coming events?
Yeah, I think once I won the tournament, it was completely like my whole mentality changed completely, and my whole perspective was as I see the tournaments. And I was actually having a conversation with my friend Ozan, and he was telling me this. He was like, I think this conversation was before he won his first tournament, and he told me from another guy he talked to, and he was like, once you win the first tournament, then you just see things different. And then he won the tournament. He told me,
It works.
it works. And now I actually felt it. It's like when I made the final and I lost, still felt like a good week, but still felt like I lost to someone, like someone beat me. So, when I actually won the tournament, now I feel like every tournament I'm playing is like I'm the favorite to win it in my mind.
So it is kind of a standard now for you. Do you feel like if you move on though to like bigger events, 25Ks or like a small challenger, like a 50K, 75K, do you think you're gonna be thinking the same way, or it's different?
I think probably not. Maybe, I mean, I'm definitely gonna be confident, but I think for me it's like passing stages, kind of.
Okay.
Like when I made the final, I was really tight, and that's pretty much why I lost. But then I remember I was talking to someone, I don't remember who, and I was like, if I ever play the final again, I'm gonna be completely different, because I've been there.
Yeah.
And then I played the final and I was feeling completely different.
So do you feel like the final you played the prior week helped you mentally more than anything?
Yeah, so much. I feel like because I've been there last week, I was like, okay, like last week I lost, but this week I'm gonna win it. Like this week I'm not gonna be tight as I was last week because I've been there. So, I feel like from the start of the match, I was really confident I was gonna win the match, and I had faith in myself that it was my time to win my first title.
Yeah. So it's what they say that you learn from your losses. Do you feel like had you won that first week, do you think would be a better learning experience winning your first final, or you lost the first final?
I think as I started the match, I wasn't gonna win it. Like if I played it again 10 times, I was gonna lose 10 times. Because I think it's this. I say it like an inner faith in yourself, not confidence, like something bigger than when the pressure time comes and when there's like, the big point. You have something inside you that actually tells you that you got this. You're gonna win this point, or you're gonna win the match eventually. But
it's like a self-belief.
Yes, almost. But I think at the first final I played, I still had doubts. I was doubting myself in the pressure points.
Okay. Well, that's interesting, very interesting, because you say how the mentality changed. But for example, you did that for your singles career. For example, on March, we won our first tournament of this year, 15K doubles in Cyprus. And then the following week, we fly to Heraklion to play, and I feel like we could lose any round. We could lose first round, second round. We could lose at any point of the tournament. Like it's not about, I feel like it wasn't that I was not confident. I knew that we could play, but I also knew that the conditions were so different. Like we go from slow clay to windy courts that every court is like different than the other one. So then first round comes, we play these Israeli guys. It's like windy, rowdy, like these guys don't know what they're doing. And yeah, we win somehow. And then we play against Xilas, Yanis, and Kiragis. And these guys gave us a clinic 2 weeks prior to that.
Yeah.
So we play against them, and I told myself and my partner, Neos, that if they play as good as they played last time, most likely we're gonna get another clinic, most likely. So I just...
What was the score in the first time?
First time we lost 7-5, 6-2, and then we beat them 7-6, 6-2.
So it's pretty much the same score.
Yeah. But I remember telling my partner that if they return as well as they did and they serve as well as they did, I mean, we can probably play close. I don't know. We'll have to be lucky to win. But I told him, let's just let them return as good as they can.
Yeah.
Let the doubles alleys always open.
Yeah.
If they put it there, it's
too good.
I'm going to clap for them.
Yeah.
But we got them in a day that they were not serving or returning particularly.
So what about when you won the tournament with Neos in Cyprus?
That was so.
Like but how did you feel after you won it?
It was like a fluke. I felt it was like a fluke.
No way.
I'll tell you another.
What about after the second one?
After the second one?
Yeah.
After the second one, I felt like maybe
it's not a fluke.
I felt like we
were actually decent.
We had something, but it's so funny because I mentioned that in the last podcast with Elena. It's the day. So I play in Greece the first 15K, right? And then I've committed to play doubles with Neos in Cyprus 2 weeks. So I go from hard courts to clay courts, and I would come back for hard courts.
Right. Yeah.
Terrible scheduling. I told Petros, and he said, "What are you doing?"
I was there, and I was like, "Why is this guy going to play like now?"
Petros was telling me, "I mean, you're crazy." I told you because I often ask him for advices, and he tells me, "Get used to conditions."
Exactly. Yeah.
So he told me, like, what's the point of doing that? I said, because I can keep him with the same partner. Because if it works for you, it works for you. So
I mean, it kind of worked for you.
It did, but prior to that, I played really well the first week in Greece, in Heraklion. I actually win my singles
point, right? Yes.
Then we made semis and doubles with good tennis, pretty good tennis. And then we go to Cyprus, and I lose first round, qualis, singles.
I mean, that's so
normal,
though.
Doubles. And then I lose again first round singles qualis to the second week the guy was worse than me that I lost. So then the draw comes out for doubles, and we're playing against the number
So
one
you were
seed.
3 consecutive
Yes,
losses.
and we played against the number one seed, who was
Who was it?
It was Lemstra and Oatsback.
Damn.
They're good.
They're good.
It was like 500. In doubles, like 450, 500. So then the day we play the match, I go, like, we were staying in this hotel by the beach. So I go on a walk with Elena, and she's like, "Are you visualizing your match?" I said, "To be completely honest with you, we're probably going to lose this match today. I'm going to get on a flight to Heraklion. I did the biggest mistake to come play here on clay, slow conditions, when I was playing already good in Heraklion, and I'm never going to do that again."
Yeah.
So then it's like, okay, whatever you feel like. So we win the first match.
What was the score?
6-2, 6-1.
No way.
So we win the match. And then somehow the good pairs lose the first round. So Melios Azoidis lose first round. Sergis and what's the young Cyprus guy? Christos lose first, second round. And then I see the last pairs and I'm like, if we play well, we probably have a good chance here. Like even if it's still so early.
Yeah.
So I had this confidence problem with the tie breaks. So I every time we played super tie break, I would lose a super tie break.
Okay.
So we play against these guys, very, very mediocre players.
Okay.
And we start super tie break. I'm like, oh, I can't take it if we lose to these guys. So it's actually,
it's always an extra pressure when you think to yourself that you actually have to win the match. You're better
super
than
tie
those
break,
guys.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work. So somehow I play, again, I don't play amazing. We win 10-8. The next round, we play again against guys we were supposed to win.
Super tie break.
We play super tie break, and I play one of the worst matches of my life.
No way.
Like, I feel so bad. Like I double folded 20 times. Like
in the super tie break or the
No, the whole match.
Okay.
Like I double folded so much. I missed so many returns, so many volleys. Like it was terrible. Somehow we win 10-8 in the super tie break.
You play good in the super tie break?
I played clutch.
Okay.
Like not amazing. I played like good on the points, like some good points.
Yeah.
And then final, we play against these two good guys, Italian guys. But then my partner, he brought his entire hometown to watch. I swear, it was like all these guys that were cheering like it was a football game. Like it was crazy.
Did he help you or no?
So much,
he
especially
did?
in the beginning. It was tight in the beginning, and when the match started, and I was like, "Damn, these guys really want us to win." Damn, they wanted it more than I did in the beginning. So then we won again in the final. We won again super tiebreak.
No way. 3 consecutive super tie breaks?
Yeah. So that's how we won the first tournament.
I mean, honestly, like in doubles, super tie breaks is like.
It's a coin toss.
But also, I mean, I think the better guys usually win the super tie breaks for me. Because if you think about it, it's so easy to lose a set in doubles.
It's easier to lose a super tiebreak in doubles, no?
Right, yeah. But I mean, you're gonna play so many super tie breaks in your career.
Yeah.
Like even if you're like miles better from like the other pair, you can get broken. Like you can lose a deuce point randomly in this first game, or and then it can go from there. Like in college, it's so easy to lose a set in doubles.
It's only one set too. One set, no other.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So tough.
Yeah.
You get a breakdown and then you just goes from there.
And then it just rolls.
It just goes from
it's
there.
the first game. You start like
exactly, dude.
Then,
so many times. Got broken first game,
sure,
and then I'm like, okay, we're gonna break back.
For sure, those guys from your team are like screaming crazy when they go in for doubles.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Oh yeah. It's a war zone. It's a war zone.
First point, they're like yelling, "Come on!" and all that stuff. Okay. Moving on. Okay, enough about that. Let's talk about a little bit Davis Cup. We touched base a little bit before. Let's talk a bit more about it right now. So, you debuted it 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
Against Jamaica. And you haven't lost a match. And you've played 3 singles, important matches, significant matches. You've won all 3 singles. Now, the story behind that is that when you're playing against Jamaica, I'm watching it from the US. And I see first day you lose both. So Petros and Mike lost both of their matches. Then the second day, Marcos and Petros are playing doubles. They win pretty easy, I think. Yeah. And then it was, I think Petros or Mike was supposed to play first?
Mike was gonna play big now.
Okay, so Mike was supposed to play first. From what I heard afterwards was that he doesn't feel good on clay.
Yeah.
So they play you. Now me watching it from the US, I knew who you were. I was like, how is this guy playing now? Because the team was Petros, Stefanos was supposed to be there, Marcos Kalovelonis, Mike Pervorarakis, Skorilas I think was there too, and you were there too.
Yeah.
So it was so many people, and out of them I think I don't know about ranking, but you played. I think
I was probably the worst. By ranking.
I thought okay, this guy had you won the national championships yet then or no?
Yeah,
I think you were
two
the one.
times.
Okay. So I'm like, okay, this guy is good, but he's making his debut and it's 2-1 down, important match,
Yeah.
But you go in and you play good match. Like, I remember watching it, and I didn't watch just the highlights, I watched the whole thing. You were like measured, you served right, you made balls, you made him play. He looked tired because I felt like they made a mistake for playing them in doubles too. Wasn't that?
Maybe.
Do you think? Because they played the first day, both of them played singles, then they made them play doubles together,
Yeah.
and then they made them play singles again.
I think the feeling I had from this match was like the guy was so confident that he was going to win the match.
He won 18-0 NCAs for Florida that year.
I think he just went to the match and he had like zero doubts he was going to lose. And that turned into like a negative thing for him, I think.
Did that help you though during the match?
I mean, I was laser focused on this match.
I remember, yeah.
I was laser focused. So, I mean, I don't even know. I don't think I knew the guy. I don't think he had like. I think they told me after that he was like unbeaten in Florida.
Yeah, he was crazy.
And I was like clueless about college tennis, so I didn't even know him. But I mean, at the time, I just went there and just
just played.
Just played. Yeah, didn't really think anyway.
And then you did that, and then Petros won the match against. That was.
It would have been so bad if you lost.
I have never seen a match that someone hits so many drop shots.
Who did? Petros?
Petros.
He did.
Every point was drop shot that match. And the guy was good. He was fast too, like athletic.
He was fast.
I don't know.
He lost the first set.
I know.
Maybe he was break down in the second set.
He was break down, I think. And then in the third set, he was 5-1 up and went 5-4.
That was crazy. And he was, I think he was, what was the score? Maybe he was break point down.
I think he ended with a 40-15 point, something like that.
Yeah.
But back to our point about Davis Cup and your experiences, like then you played again in another big match against Ecuador, Andy Andrade, who was ranked 500, like almost back then, like 1,000 spots above you. You handled that very good. Like you played a good first set after you got loose, and then you went up on the second set. Then you got a little tight, and then. Again, you play that match against Romania, the guy who's 250. How do you handle those situations where you play for the team? And realistically, I mean, the pressure is not really on you, right? The first day especially, the pressure is probably on Stefanos probably for him to win the match. But how do you handle situations where you put yourself in a good position to win the match, you end up serving for it, or you end up giving yourself that chance, and then having to close it?
Yeah. I mean, I think if we're talking about like...
Let's talk about the first one, the Ecuador first.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I remember from this match, I got into... like before you play the match, you just cannot imagine that you're going to get tight.
No.
You just say, okay, there's like 12,000 people. Okay, like how tight I'm gonna be. Like, I'm just gonna play my match. I'm just gonna go out there, play my match, play my tennis, do my best. It's not gonna be bad.
Yeah, you're gonna enjoy it. You're thinking.
Yeah. That's what you think, and you try to make yourself believe that. And then I'm going in the court. They call my name. Like I'm just walking, I feel the court shaking like crazy. I'm like, okay, this is new. This is new. Yeah. And then, we're just doing the warm up, the coin toss and everything, and like everything feels real. And I was warming up and I was tired as hell. I was like, shit, this is like, okay, I was not ready for this. And then I think I was praying so much to get the coin toss to win, to get receive. So I was like, I don't want to serve first. Like, I don't want this. I don't want the new boss. I don't want the new boss here. And the guy wins and he chooses receive. And I'm like, I don't want this.
You don't want it.
Dude, I didn't want it. And then, I got broken first game. And that's the same conversation I had with the other podcast we did.
True.
Changeover podcast, and I was like, I thought to myself, something inside me thought, like, I'm just gonna get double bagelled here. I'm just gonna play horribly. Like 12,000 people are gonna watch me just
double bagelled,
just miss every ball. I mean, then I think at 2-0 I held first time, and some nerves got out. Then we're just going like hold, and it was 5-4. I think I just grinded out some points, got the break back, and then from 5-0 I think it was like I enjoyed it so much.
You were crystal.
Yeah, I was embracing it so much. Yeah. Everything.
Well, the same way was the Romania tie that you played against Ionel, who is 260, 250.
Yeah.
And it was, I mean, for us watching you from the sidelines, it was basically you were zoned in after the 4-1 down in the first set. It's like you went into the tunnel, you never came out, you were patient, you were compact, you did everything right.
Yeah.
And then you kind of cruised the entire match.
Yeah.
How did that come around?
I think at 4-1 in the first set I was feeling like I was getting not outplayed, but I was getting gassed so much.
Outgrinded.
Yeah, exactly. And then I think I grinded one game at 4-1 and I broke like I think I was 15-40 down, or like I grinded the game.
Yeah, I remember that game.
Yes. And then I eventually lost the set 6-4, but I felt like the level was there, Yeah.
It's like the momentum had already changed.
Yeah. I felt like I had a chance. And, dude, from this point, it was just, as you said, I just zoned in so much. Like, I've never felt like this in my life.
Yeah.
Like, everything became like, everything was just going so natural. It was like I was floating in the court.
It's like kind of dancing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like your next move, where the ball is going to go.
Exactly, yeah. I didn't really think about it. I was just laser focused every point, and everything was just happening. I was serving forehand volleys. I hit like 25 volley winners for sure.
I remember. And also even shots that normally you don't hit, like backhands down the line.
I was like everything
or crazy.
Was just,
you had
everything
crazy
was
touch
happening.
volleys. Yes, everything was just falling into place.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I
think he had like 0 break points in 2 sets.
It was nuts. It was a crazy match to watch, and it was a very inspiring match for us watching it, because it really shows that even if ranking-wise you might be spots behind your opponent, or I don't know, maybe 100 spots behind your opponent, or 1,000 spots behind. It's always a match.
Yeah.
Especially when you play, like as we said in the beginning about college, that you play something bigger than yourself. Davis Cup is playing something way bigger than yourself.
You play for something
exactly.
way
There's
bigger,
people supporting you. There's people really, really wanting you to win.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're there for you, and if you use that energy to your advantage instead of being a handicap.
Yeah, I think that's the tough. I think
part. that's very interesting.
Once you actually get the hang of it, and once you really embrace it, and you feel like all the energy I can transform into something great, then it becomes something like really enjoyable.
Yeah. I feel that. I mean, I haven't felt that yet. I'm wishing that I feel it someday. But it's very interesting to take that whole energy and turn it into momentum for your game. Anyhow, so we talked about Davis Cup. We talked about the Greece tie against Serbia. What are some goals for the near future, like next year or two, and then ultimately, what's the goal once you hopefully graduate Michigan State?
I mean, obviously, my goal is to play pro after I graduate, and I would say at the start of the summer, my goal was to reach 800.
Okay.
To go inside that, and my summer didn't really start good, but then I managed to, do that. Yeah, I feel like my goal now is to break 500.
Is that by the end of the year? Hopefully.
No, I don't. I mean, I obviously I want to.
You would love to.
I would
yeah.
love to, but I don't want to, pressure myself to do something in short term.
Okay.
You know, I believe in like having really high expectations, but I think like setting time limits, it's something that maybe pressure you too much. As I did in the summer, I think it was a mistake.
Yeah.
Because when you say, okay, in 3 months I want to be top 100, it's really different than saying I want to be top 100 in 5 years, 6 years,
Or just being top 100 in general.
Yeah.
So definitely takes pressure off, and definitely I feel that tennis cannot have time limits. You cannot tell yourself
Exactly.
I'm gonna play until then, and then it's like acting at the
In
moment.
tennis, everything can change so quick.
It's like acting at the moment. So like something happens, I need to react.
Yeah.
So if I play well, I need to play more tournaments. I'm not thinking about points. I'm not thinking about rankings. I'm not thinking about bigger tournaments. I need to think about how do I carry that momentum into following weeks. And then if you do well, the ranking is gonna just come.
Exactly.
It's like, I mean, you said you didn't have a good summer in the beginning, and then you made final, and then won the tournament.
That's
so
what I'm
just,
saying.
Just 2 weeks.
Like everything can change so quickly.
Yeah. And it's like when you're least expecting it, most likely it's when it happens.
So many times.
It's the story I said before that
So many times.
I'm telling myself like, I mean, visualize what we're gonna lose first round and then go home, and end up winning 2 weeks.
And that's
Exactly.
Dude, I was match point down in the second round both weeks.
Both weeks.
Both weeks. First week I was down from
I know.
like 3 match points. Second week I was down match point 6-5 in the third.
Wow.
Second round, and I was lost. Like my mind was out. I just wanted to get out of there. And then this story is crazy. Then quarters. My how do you say this muscle in
Groin?
maybe
Hip flexor?
hip flexor? Yeah, dude, my hip flexor was done. My mom was there. My mom was this week with me. And I just went down in the breakfast with my mom, and I'm like, I don't even know if I'm gonna play today. I swear. And the quarters match, I think it started like really bad at 3-2. I called the medical. I was like, I don't even know if I want to play anymore. And then somehow I broke the guy. Dude, second set he completely tanked. He just tanked. I think he played first game and then he tanked like 6 games. I was like, this is a gift, gift from the gods.
Who was that?
He was do you remember the lefty Italian guy who played Giannis?
Yes.
This guy.
He tanked?
Completely tanked.
No way.
Collapsed. And then from this point, I swear I felt it was a gift. I was like, this is the biggest gift. And then I played a really good guy who eventually he retired. But I think I won the first set and I was playing really high level. And then the final was also, the guy was, dude, this guy, the Italian guy won 2 tournaments after this
Campagnucci,
Yeah.
right? I remember someone talking about this guy saying he was good. I can't remember.
He was really good. But that's where I played my best level.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because like I lost the second round from the last week. I was the match point down. I was 6-3, 3-0 up, double break.
Wow.
And then I somehow almost lost the match. Like everything changes like
It's like
so
small.
Yeah.
So is that the match that changed the final that you won? Changed your mentality about tennis?
Yes.
You think? And then combined with the
Maybe
experience.
the Romanian too gave me a lot of confidence, but
I feel like that the Romanian was to tell you that you have the level
Exactly.
and you can compete with those guys.
yeah.
And I feel like the final was the one telling you, I belong here. These are the results I can make.
Yeah, I felt like it was probably the proudest moment for myself.
Yeah.
like
individually.
more than any Davis Cup,
Yeah.
because I feel like because it has a because I'm gonna see myself in the rankings that I'm gonna see myself, the change. I'm gonna see it on the Davis Cup. You win, obviously it's huge, but there's no ranking.
Behind the stage.
Yeah. It just ends.
All right, let's move to the questions. I mean, obviously my phone is recording, so I cannot have the questions from my phone. But I remember one from Christos Daglis. Shout out. He asked about the transition from junior tennis to college tennis or to pro tennis.
Yeah, for me, my junior career was pretty horrible. I think my career high was like 500.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is
For juniors, you can do better.
no,
You can do
it is
better.
pretty bad. It
You
is
can-
pretty bad.
You can do better than that.
Yeah, I mean, I had like when I was 17, I had like a terrible year. I was losing like every because it's like the year where you're supposed to do like the best
Breakthrough.
results. Yeah, exactly. To transition to pros. I was losing like grade fours first round consecutive for months, dude, months. I was like, maybe I'm not good enough, But yeah, I think junior tennis really differs in the sense of players. It's definitely not that physical, for sure.
Yeah.
And I think players are not really disciplined in terms of decision making.
Yeah, very few, and nobody's really. I feel is because I've seen the kids that play the juniors. Nobody's disciplined enough
Exactly.
to do the extra work, or disciplined enough to play match after match without telling themselves
Yeah.
they get tired, or without mess around a little, because you're at an age, you're a teenager,
Yeah.
like you want to mess around, like
Yeah.
it's in your nature. So I feel like it's the kids who are like more mature are more disciplined and are the kids that are doing better.
I
believe.
that's facts.
But then I mean, pro tennis helped you, obviously.
Yeah, once I jumped to futures, I think like a lot of pressure came off me.
Yeah.
Like I think just because I was young and I was like 18 and I was playing guys who were like 20, 21, 25, 23, like it was not probably like one or two guys younger than me, and I was like, I have the whole future ahead of me, so there's no point of rushing.
Yeah.
And then I played some good guys. I actually grabbed a few points, and I felt like my level was there, and
And slowly, I mean, you build. That's how the future.
yeah, I think it's completely different.
It's like I feel like the futures, how you work through. It's very interesting. I don't think many people have touched on that, but I've seen it with like, not with me yet, but I mean I see it with Skorilas, I see it with Xilas, I see it with you. It's basically in the beginning you play, you get through qualies, you lose first rounds, you win a point or two, you have maybe 3 points the whole year, which is enough to get you seated in the qualifying and get through qualies, but usually you have tough draws in the main draw.
Right.
Then after that, I feel like it's when you start winning more consecutive, so you make one good result, like a semifinal, and then you have some momentum, so you win some more points, so then you're around 900, 800 over there. And then once you get to a point where you start getting seeded in those futures over the summer,
Then it's so much easier.
it's really when it peaks. Like it's easier for you to make results. You see your work is paid off because you see your name bold on the draw.
Yeah.
Like for example, for me in Serbia, we played with Yanis. It was the first time that I was ever seated in.
Oh no
in
way!
tournament.
Actually.
Yeah, it was the first time, and we're number 4 too. I mean, unfortunately, we had like an injury that we had to pull out, but it was like surreal. Like I felt like I'm getting somewhere,
Yeah.
Which is it's good.
No, I think it's just at the end of the day, it's just personal targets for everyone.
It's small steps that you
know.
wanna keep building on. Never overlook them because for
Exactly,
you,
yeah.
like you want in the future, you can say, okay, I'm ready for 25Ks in challengers.
Yeah.
You cannot overlook that. Like give yourself credit, enough credit. Give yourself
Exactly,
credit.
yeah.
You won a big tournament. It's not like every week you're gonna be winning a tournament.
That's what I think it's like one of the toughest things to do for myself especially, and I think many players, to actually have gratitude and
Appreciation.
appreciation about what you achieve day by day.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you gotta give credit to yourself. You
Yeah.
gotta, no matter what your goals are, even if you play juniors and you win a category 4
Exactly.
ITF juniors, give yourself credit. It's
Obviously,
fine. Like
yeah.
it doesn't matter if other people are winning grade 2s or grade
Exactly.
1s.
Yeah.
Give yourself credit.
You have to be grateful about.
All right, moving on, we got the this or that,
Okay.
and then we're gonna talk about a little bit about the US Open.
Okay.
Okay, so this or that first. Forehand or backhand?
Forehand.
Rather, so no backhand, you don't like the backhand?
I do not like the backhand.
Okay.
I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I just prefer hitting forehands, I guess.
For me, for example, personally, my forehand is so much better.
It
but
is.
I would much rather hit a backhand down the line winner than a forehand down the line winner. So, I don't know. Rather only serve and volley or only hit backhand slices?
Serve and volley.
Bandana or backwards hat?
Bandana.
Go green or go white?
Go white.
Go white.
So I just
You don't-
never
you don't
start the
start it?
shot. Never.
Go green.
I never do that.
Big Ten team championship or All-American individual status?
Big Ten, for sure.
Okay. Win NCAA title with Michigan State or win Davis Cup with Team Greece? That's a tough one.
It has to be Davis Cup.
More prestigious.
Sorry,
though it's
Michigan
been,
State.
Even though it's been like 1,000 years since the guys won. Keep winning every Davis Cup match or win NCAA singles?
I think if the Djokovic match is inside that, I would probably pick the Davis Cup.
Yeah,
I would probably pick the Davis
okay,
Cup.
that makes sense. A6 or Nike?
A6.
That was fast.
Yeah.
Why? It's sick.
It's probably my favorite brand.
Interesting.
I swear.
You sponsored?
I am.
Full tatted up or no tattoos at all?
Yeah, this is tough.
Like sleeves, everything.
Sleeves, but also body and neck.
Body, neck, no.
No neck?
No face, no neck. But everything else,
Body?
some of it.
Some
Full
of
back,
it.
full back.
Full back?
Yeah, and maybe something like a chest.
No tats.
No tats. Smart. That's what I choose. Tennis related or changeover podcast? I mean, we love changeover. I mean, I follow them. I get ideas from them. They're doing an amazing job.
I can't answer that, man.
It's better.
That's my first 2 podcasts.
I know. It's better. Okay, and lastly, NK30 or Newbie's Physio? I feel like every time we make this joke is the same word. Like
Dude, you gotta go with the hashtag NK30, man.
NK30, man. It just means
Gotta go
too
with
much.
NK30, man.
Shout out Nikolopoulos.
Shout out to Nikolopoulos, man.
Man.
Hope to see you in Serbia.
NK30, baby. Okay, so in this next, I hope the camera is still going. We're gonna have another guest to talk about a little bit of the US Open. We're gonna have Vangelis Kypriotis, who's gonna come sit here. Get him a chair. Get that man a chair.
It's the tennis expert.
Get that man a chair. Vangelis, he's another Greek tennis player. Thank you for jumping on. Vangelis has the best one-handed backhand in Greece.
That's facts.
And that's including
It's good.
That's including Tsitsipas, Petros Tsitsipas, and me.
No, it has to be. No, it has to be better.
It's
I
good.
think it's the best.
It's good. It's good.
Like, honestly, I feel like your backhand is probably... Like, both two-handed and one-handed, top 50 in the world. That's a hot take, but I think it is.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, but maybe I will lose from 200s in cross.
Inconsistency.
Yeah, because it just puts the ball in cross.
You just
That was
put the ball. Shots fired.
Shots fired for the two-handers.
I have to do everything.
Yeah.
Anyhow, what do we think about US Open? So we just saw. You said that Rublev was going to win the US Open.
Yeah.
There's no
I
chance
said
Rublev.
semis, man. And
No,
I,
you said
okay.
he's going to win. There's
Okay,
no
then
chance
I said,
Rublev
okay.
can win the US Open. He lost to Dimitrov.
Oh, okay.
So today we're on the plane and we're starting debating about the US Open. And I said Grigor is gonna beat Rublev. I said Fritz is gonna beat Ruud. He was up 2-1 sets and 3-0. 4-0. You said Nakashima was gonna beat Zverev.
I didn't say. I said 5 sets Zverev.
I believe this one. I believe it.
You
I
said
think it's gonna be a. Dude,
Deminor
Nakashima's good.
Deminor or Thompson?
Deminor. Okay, that's
I think
easy.
So too. I think so too. Tiafo or Popper?
Tiafo.
I think.
I think Tiafo and he wins easy too, like clean 3-0 or 3-1.
Against Popper.
Yeah.
3-1.
Do you think Popper has any chance to win the US Open?
Maybe like Cilic. I don't know.
I can see
Cilic
that.
runs.
I can.
He actually gives the vibes because there's
I
no
can
big
see
three.
that. I can see that.
It may happen.
Because Sinner and Medvedev are playing against each other in the quarterfinals, so one of them is going to be out.
No, oh,
Yes.
Yeah. Medvedev's
So one of them is
fire.
going to be out, and then you got the Drapers, Deminor.
Draper's dangerous.
Yeah, he's dangerous, but he's
But
going to
he
get
doesn't-
clinicked from Sinner and Medvedev.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yes, like
From Medvedev?
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I think from Medvedev.
Not enough
More
patience.
than Sinner.
Yeah.
I think if someone can beat Sinner or Medvedev, it's either Zverev, who could play close but could choke, or like a Tiafo in the US
Dude,
Open.
no, Tiafoe's not winning US
Tiafo,
Open,
I think
man.
the winner Tiafo Popperin has a great chance to win the Open.
That's a crazy take.
But I mean, think about it. They play now round of 16.
Yes.
The winner plays against
Dimitrov,
Dimitrov,
I think so.
and then on top is Deminor and who else? And Zverev.
No, and then it's Zverev and Fridge.
No, Fritz is on top.
No,
Zverev is on the bottom.
with Fridge.
Fritz must be playing good.
Fridge is playing Zverev for sure.
You think?
Oh, Fridge is in the same box as Zverev, Dimitrov, and Tiafo.
Okay. So let's do the hot takes then. Who you think makes? Do we have the draw anywhere?
Wait, I can find it.
Yeah, I think we need to find the. Let's find the draw.
Okay, let's find the draw.
Single is playing.
Let's find.
Oh
the
yeah,
draw.
check the score.
Let's find the draw and say. Let's say who is winning those rounds that they played today.
Okay.
And let's see who is make final.
Okay. So,
Okay.
Nakashima is 3-2 up now. That's where.
First set.
First set.
Oh yeah. So, Sinner Paul.
Dude, this is Sinner is gonna win easy because like Paul is exactly the type of player Sinner likes.
And the winner.
Give him the
plays-
mic when he talks, so he has like
Oh yeah, that's right.
have it like in your fingers.
Yeah.
The winner plays Borges Medvedev.
Okay, Medvedev.
Don't even laugh. He beats me in Australia. Oh no, that was
Who? Borges beat
My bad.
Medvedev?
My bad. It was Dimitrov.
I'm sorry, Raduli, but it's not happening.
Yeah, but that was mad disrespect from Mississippi State legend.
It's not happening.
And then Deminor Thompson.
I think Deminor wins that one.
And the winner from there plays Draper Masak. Insane.
Okay, Draper is gonna win. So it's gonna be
Magic.
quarterfinals.
Disrespect.
Sinner, Medvedev quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Then
Deminor.
Draper. Deminor
Masak
Draper?
is not bad.
She's not beating Draper.
No.
And then it's
Then it's Fritz, who is playing with the winner Nakashima Zverev.
Fritz against Zverev. And then Dimitrov
And then Dimitrov is playing
with the winner of
Tiafo,
Popperin and
Popperin,
Tiafo.
yeah.
Okay, I think if Popperin wins against Tiafo, I think he makes final.
That's crazy.
But I think if Tiafo wins against Popperin, he loses to Zverev.
I think Dimitrov is making semis.
So he beats who?
Tiafo or Popperin, both.
Honestly, there's so many. No, there's so many players who can actually make finals here.
Okay. What's your take? What's your take first for final? Tell me the final and who is winning it.
Let me see the draw.
Let's see the final first.
Oh, Fridge won. I don't know if we said that. We did that.
We didn't.
Okay,
So Fritz won.
Fridge won. Dude. The bottom draw just should have been Rublev, man.
Let's see if this is still working.
I would say from the top. I would say Medvedev.
Medvedev against who?
Yeah, the bottom is tough, dude. Let's say Tiafoe.
Medvedev, Tiafoe. And wins? Who wins?
Medvedev.
Okay, give him the mic.
Okay, so I believe if Medvedev probably beats, like he beats Borges, probably.
Okay,
But
probably.
you never know.
Okay.
I believe she beats Sinner after.
Okay. That's
And
that's a
then Deminor, I don't know. I don't think so.
So you think
Yeah, I think Medvedev is going from the
final? Okay,
yeah,
Medvedev
in
final.
the final. And then
The bottom stuff.
if Nakashima beats Zverev, Fritz is going into the final. But
Fritz is gonna make final.
if Fritz is not beating Zverev if she wins, I believe Dimitrov.
So Dimitrov,
Yeah.
Dimitrov, Medvedev, and then Medvedev is going with that
Yeah,
6-2, 6-2, 6-2.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like literally.
Max.
Okay, my take is I think Sinner makes final from the top part.
I mean, it's either gonna be Medvedev or Sinner.
I think Sinner beats Medvedev, and I
whoever-
think Sinner beats Draper. I think.
Sinner Tommy Paul is not bad.
Yeah, also.
Oh, Tommy Paul is still in it.
He's playing Sinner.
Oh, they're playing now. I didn't know that.
It's not bad.
Do you think Tommy Paul is gonna beat Sinner? Dude, Sinner's playing good. I don't know how after everything.
You know what? I'm gonna say. There's gonna be an All-American final.
Oh my gosh, he just he
Fritz or Tiafoe?
Nakashima. No, I'm kidding.
dude, Nakashima is playing unreal. Nakashima is playing unreal.
No, it's gonna be. I think if Tommy Paul beats Sinner, I really think Sinner obviously is the best player. But if Tommy Paul beats Sinner, no, he's gonna lose to Medvedev after. No, okay, Sinner is gonna be in the final from the top draw against Tiafoe. Where's
I
Zverev?
think Tiafoe too.
I think against Tiafoe maybe, and then I also think that Tiafoe wins.
No, this is crazy.
I think Tiafoe, he's gonna get there. He's gonna like
He's gonna get so tight.
lose by himself.
But he's playing
Tiafoe
good
is-
with the lights.
He's playing good, but he will lose by himself. Like if
He does
plays-
play good.
Like I really thought that Shelton was gonna make like a deep run again,
Maybe. Yeah.
but he lost to Tiafoe, and Tiafoe obviously plays unreal right now. So anyway, these were the picks from the boys. Thank you for being on the podcast.
Thank
I
you for
appreciate your
having me.
time. I appreciate your time being here in Budapest as we're gonna play doubles. First time ever playing. Thank you, Vangelis, for coming and giving us
Thanks, guys.
your top pick. It's like the prize picks in the UFC. You know how the fighters come out and say who's gonna win. This was another episode of Tennis Related. We will see you later. Bye.